What's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live on this Saturday night. Feeling all right. What is good, people? Great to see you guys. Before we get started, if I could just ask you to smash that like button. It's the number one thing you can do to help this channel out and help it reach more people. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm, of course, Steven Steele. It's great to have you with us tonight. And we've got an awesome community that we've been building here. And I want you, yes, you, to be a part of it. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and ascend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Guys, a lot of interesting things to go over to tonight, and we are going to get down to it, boppers. You best believe it. Absolutely 100. So, without any further ado, let's see who is active so far in the chat tonight. We got Emperor Doge, we got Keith Havens, Alan Schneider, Marie Potter, hello Marie, Louis Doge Millie, Mama Crypto, Andy Shirley, me, you, 7-1, of course, Dream Tanks, good to see you, Dream Tanks. Who else in here? Oh, Julio, welcome back, Julio. Kenny, of course. Kenny, oh, good to see you, my friend. Am I missing anyone? Well, of course, Mama Crypto. How could anyone leave out Mama Crypto? And the list goes on, yes, indeed. So, also, if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, it's obviously hugely appreciated for the time and efforts put in. And if you want $25 in free Bitcoin, it's really easy to do. If you already haven't signed up for a Voyager account, I have a partnership code with Voyager to get $25 in free Bitcoin. And once you get that $25 free Bitcoin, you can allocate that and switch that over to whatever crypto you want from there, if Bitcoin's not your first choice there. And people have been taking more advantage of that lately, I've noticed. You just click the link and use my referral code there. So let's just get down to it. Let's start at the top of it. You Today is reporting Dogecoin bounced by nearly 20% in the last 24 hours. Here is why, and this came out late last night. Dogecoin has followed the general trend on cryptocurrency market and bounced by more than 20% in the last 24 hours, recovering a large portion of Thursday's losses. According to TradingView, as the chart suggests, Dogecoin faced a rapid recovery yesterday evening, gaining back major portion of yesterday's losses due to a swift recovery and daily candle of Doge formed long shadow. The asset became oversold on short-term time frames. The main and most likely reason for the bounces was the fact that so much of the selling pressure hit the market after traders were affected by the global panic. According to the volume profiles, Doge faced the largest inflows since January and were aimed at pushing the price of the asset down. And on it goes. So since then, we have seen some retracement since the bullish day it had yesterday. And this is in coordinates with everything that's going on in the market today. But overall, we are seeing tremendous bullish progress from where we were just a short time ago. Bitcoin now trading anywhere between 38,000 and just under 40,000. Dogecoin, I believe, now at about 12.5 cents. And it looks like it's starting to trend upward, actually. Things look like the whole market looks like it's starting to kind of turn around on its soft retracement right now as we speak, and stabilize and starting to ascend a little bit. So we will keep an eye on all that stuff as the evening progresses and see where it goes. But all in all, this market is, in my opinion, absolutely storming back from where it was. Now, those of you who listen to my show frequently, you remember, what did I say? I said the window in which we woke up the next day when the market opened after things took a severe downturn, when the attack and essentially the conflict first broke out between Russia and Ukraine, I said the most advantageous window to buy in the dip as it relates to this conflict right now will more than likely be at the early portion of the day when the market opens the next day. I don't know how many of you went and took action according to that. I certainly did. I posted about it on Twitter. I picked up more AVAX, and I picked up more Dogecoin. And I picked up a little bit more Bitcoin. And I'm really happy I did, obviously, since how things have ascended from there. So that was really good to see. And now, now Lunaterra, guys. Let me talk about Lunaterra. As you guys know, I've been very bullish about Lunaterra for quite some time. I'm very intrigued and impressed by the utility, development, and the community behind Lunaterra. So Lunaterra, despite everything going on in the world right now, despite all the things that have severely impacted the market as of late, despite what the economy is doing, despite what the stock market is doing, despite the rising massive inflation rates, despite geopolitical conflicts, Lunaterra has had a heck of a week. Lunaterra, while everything else was essentially bottoming out and tanking, Lunaterra went on to not only not tank, but completely ascend in an incredibly bullish week. Lunaterra up now 52% for the week. Think about that. Think about how extraordinary that is, and what a testimony that is to the to that project. I mean, this is very extraordinary, very extraordinary. And I finally heard Matt Wallace mention it on his live stream tonight as well, because I was kind of looking around like, is anybody else noticing how wild this is? So I'm invested in Lunaterra. Obviously, I'm pleased with the progress there, and I don't really see it slowing down. I do see some retracement, but overall, I see Lunaterra's future as being very bright. I've been saying this for a while. I think it's going to continue. Yeah, it's wild. Rodrigo says, love it. Got Terra at $36 months ago. Smart move, Rodrigo. Very smart, very smart. Someone said, you said Pipple. Who was watching that episode? I was reading an article from, I believe it was CNBC, about XRP, and there's a typo in their article where they, instead of Ripple, they call it Pipple. Oh man, that really cracked me up. Yeah, so it's wild. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but I'm very excited about what Lunaterra has been able to accomplish. I'm excited about a few different of the Ethereum alternatives, Lunaterra, AVAX, Solana, being the ones that stand out to me the most, but I think there's going to be plenty of room in the market for all of these to excel respectively, particularly nothing against Solana. I don't think it's going anywhere, obviously, but I think in terms of those gains, I think the gains are going to be more significant from here on out when it comes to AVAX and Luna. So just let's watch for that. That it's pretty cool to see all this develop. And furthermore, I think we're finally going to get the rest of Ethereum 2.0 in the coming months here. So it'll be interesting to see the developments on all of that. Let's see. Motley Fool reporting, can Dogecoin survive departure of core developer? Written by Emma Newberry. Core developer Ross Nickel announced last week he had to step away from the project. Nickel, who is also a director of the Dogecoin Foundation Advisory Board, said he had been struggling to keep on top of his Doge work as well as his full-time job. Nickel also mentioned the challenge of handling Dogecoin trademark issues, which have dogged the team's efforts in recent months. Primarily stress involved is overwhelming, and I need to step back and focus on myself. Dogecoin's stratospheric growth and shaky foundations, they go on to write, Dogecoin as a project continually defies expectations. That's just true. A normal business would start with a plan and a clear statement when it intends to go, and on it goes. How Dogecoin has been this very unconventional wild card that has continued to excel and succeed outside of the usual boundaries. Now, they're calling it a question, will Dogecoin continue to excel without Ross Nickel right up there, heading up one of the lead development and contribution levels there that he had been holding down for many years, going all the way back to 2013. I think the foundation is in good hands. Also, keep in mind, Ross Nickel is still staying on as an active advisor to the foundation. So this idea that he's completely stepping out and he's not going to be overseeing the ongoings there, I think is a false narrative. I can tell you firsthand it is actually. So Ross will still be engaged and overseeing what's going on there, but he's just had to lessen his workload. I don't think, of course, it's a tremendous loss to not have Ross in there, putting in the work that he used to. He's absolutely a brilliant guy and a heck of a guy as well, might I add. But I think we're in good hands when it comes to the Dogecoin Foundation as a whole, from what I've seen, and the development team there outside of Russ has been pretty exemplary. So I think things are going to be just fine. But it's interesting to see that sort of speculation and those questions kind of coming up in some of the media. Now we're going to go over to a little rag some of you may have heard of called Benzinga. And this article is titled, "New Reports Suggest Where Dogecoin Could Head in 2022, End of Decade." Dogecoin is expected to appreciate considerably this year and even further into the future, according to research conducted by United Kingdom financial analysis service Finder. According to the research shared with Benzinga by Finder, Dogecoin is expected to reach over 16 cents by the end of the year. This is a very is that right? Is that right? Yeah. I mean, I would hope so. This is a very modest estimation, even by my standards, and my predictions are pretty reserved. But we're going through a lot of uncertain times, a lot of kind of wild card factors that are affecting the market. So creating levels of uncertainty that I don't think we've encountered before in terms of geopolitically and how it relates to the markets. That being said, I certainly think that Dogecoin will hit 16 cents by the end of the year. Listen, I'm not even taking off the table that Dogecoin could go to $1 by the end of the year. I know that may sound absurd, but I think it's fully on the table despite everything that's been going on for a number of reasons, and reasons that I often talk about on the show. The firm's panel, fintech and crypto experts, expect the coin to also hit 54 cents in a couple years to come, roughly 400% higher than its price at the beginning of this year. So I think the overall takeaway from this is there are very kind of fiscally conservative financial advisory firms now that are predicting a long-term future with Dogecoin and one that's of ascendance. Now, it may be skewed much more conservatively than we would like to see, but the important thing is these very respected financial firms are now beginning to see a long-term future wherein Dogecoin, number one, exists, and number two, ascends in value. So those are the main takeaways that I took away from that, and I think that's a good thing. But Benzinga also had something else going on today. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but they actually did an exclusive feature on yours truly, and it was awesome. A couple days ago, I did about a 1-hour interview with journalist, writer Phil Hall, who's just a remarkable guy and does great work. And he's a crypto writer for Benzinga, does some podcast stuff as well. And that article came out today, and yeah, I was really pleased with how it turned out. I think they did a really, really good job with it. I posted it on my Twitter. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, I'd encourage you to do so. And there's a lot of Q&A in there, and it was just a really interesting talk. It was really cool. So it was I don't know. It was just a really cool thing. And it was really fun. Furthermore, I'd like to announce that I don't have a specific date yet, but I'm getting Phil Hall, the writer from Benzinga, on this show. We're going to come to an agreement very soon, I assure you. So look for that. Phil Hall will be my special guest here very soon. Also, I'd like to announce that your man, Real Deal, Nick Balls, Dogecoin multimillionaire Nick Balls, he will be guest appearing on this show very soon. We're going to get him on here within the next week, I assure you, so you can look forward to that too. I was just corresponding a bit back and forth with Nick tonight about that, and I said, your people miss you. We miss you. We got to work you back in. I know that you don't have the time to be a regular co-host anymore, and I respect that, but the people got to hear from you. The people got to see you, Nick. So he said, yeah, absolutely. Just as long as I do a show that's a little earlier, because he's an early to bed, early to rise guy. So we're going to have Nick back on as well. Also, I've been corresponding. Well, I correspond pretty much every day with Sadaf, but Sadaf is going to be worked in the mix again as well. So looking forward to getting the band back together, man. So yeah, watch out for that. Watch out for that as well. Glad to be here. I support Steven. Thank you, Mark Lance. Sorry for the pause. I was just reading your comments and catching up to what was going on in the chat. People still talking about Pipple. I love it. I love it. So let's get to the next article here, guys. And this one comes courtesy of Being Crypto. Adult star Lana Rhoades. Some of you may have heard about this. Get this. She made out with $1.5 million in an apparent NFT scam. So basically, this adult star Lana, she created this NFT project called Cryptosis, which features a collection of cartoon images of, guess what? Herself. Because of course it did. Actually, the art wasn't too bad. It kind of reminded me of actually the character Lana on Archer. They kind of looked like Archer cartoons. No disrespect to Lana from Archer. Don't be wrong, I prefer Lana from Archer. But the actress claims that she was not to blame for the theft. The community had become too negative and rude towards her. So she rugged her own NFT project, her own investors, to the tune of over $1.5 million. And when confronted about it, she says, "Oh, it's not my fault because some people were being rude in the comments." I'm like, welcome to crypto, welcome to the space, number one. But number two, I just don't buy it. I'm sure there's a little bit of that going on, but who is going to be attracted to a project like this? Who is going to be her core audience that even purchases these NFTs? They're going to be simps. They're going to be 90% simps. So this idea that her own community started being incredibly rude and disrespectful to her, I'm sure there's a little bit of that inevitably, like there are in all large-scale NFT projects, but she was playing to a very already favorable simping crowd. So I just think that's funny. It was a funny pivot, right? Where it's like, oh, I didn't rug these people. They're just rude. So, okay, that's not really an answer, right? It's not really an answer. So she made off with $1.5 million worth of Ethereum in an apparent scam involving her own NFT line. YouTube investigator CoffeeZilla, I'm sure most of you guys have heard of CoffeeZilla, revealed details about the so-called rug pull in a video on the 22nd, according to crypto sleuth Rhoades, created an NFT project called Cryptosis last month. The 25-year-old actress and influencer sold the project to prospective investors as a valuable investment, never as a sale of digital work, promising to increase the value of Cryptosis and make it a lucrative investment for holders that they can sell for more than they paid to mint. That's a achy breaky, big mistakey, huge red light there. And that's kind of what's gotten her in trouble, and that's what's kind of drawn her to so much ire. Whenever you make absolute statements like that over a project that you're spearheading, of course you're going to be under more pressure and obligation to investors. It would be one thing if she marketed this in terms of like, hey, I like this artwork. If you support me, that's awesome. I think together we could really ascend the value of this thing, something like that. I think that would have been more fair. But she was literally telling people that this isn't so much about the art, and this is a lucrative investment that minters will be able to sell for more than they mint. Also, she's very young. She's 25, you guys, and I think she is in over her head. I would be very surprised if her experience in this space was extensive. Certainly not as extensive as her experience performing other things. But at the same time, Rhoades told her 16.8 million followers on social media site Instagram how she was feeling like Superwoman these days. And only 2 weeks postpartum have lost 35 pounds, launched an NFT collection. So she just popped out of Bambino, apparently. So then she disappeared. 1 week later, she disappears from the Discord. And of course, the Discord channel is super limited. It's just down to like announcements now, basically. And there's obviously no general chat. Taking with her about 1.5 million in Ethereum, according to Etherscan, an estimated 6,000 people got rugged, citing conversations from the project's social media sites. Posting to the channel, one user claimed he spent $4,000 on a Christmas Lana NFT and now was stuck with it, unable to sell. What? Why? Why would you do that? Listen, most of us that have been experimenting with the NFT scene have come up on the short end of the stick, including me. But I think most of us know enough not to spend $4K on a Christmas Lana, right? Posting the channel, I spent what I cannot lose. Man, I am left with $2,000 only, no job. Have a 2-year-old son. If only someone bought my Christmas Lana. This is actually really kind of pathetic and really sad. Like, I feel bad for this guy, but at the same time, if you're literally down to like $6,000 to your name, why on earth are you spending $4,000 of it on a Christmas Lana from a 25-year-old adult actress who is just telling you that it's going to make you more money than what you bought it for? Why? Out of all people, why would you listen to that person? I mean, with all due respect, I'm sure there are some fiscally brilliant adult workers out there, but I think it's overall safe to say that most of us wouldn't seek investment advice from such an industry, right? So I don't know. This is just kind of a wild, fun, funny story. Seeker of Glory says, "Simp's got a simp." Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the power of simping, right? I mean, it's just it's unbelievable. Like I tell young men about this stuff, it's like, stop throwing your money at Twitch streamers and OnlyFans. Like, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, and then guess what? You will actually likely meet and date attractive women in real life. How about that? How about real life? Instead of just throwing money at stuff like this. It's time we bankrupt these thoughts. I'm just kidding. It's not their fault. I mean, they're basically reacting, the OnlyFans economy is reacting to a demand, right? So it's kind of a twofold thing. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Anyone following what Anonymous has been up to during the invasion? I've a little bit. I'm a bit skeptical of the Anonymous umbrella. As you recall, there is a person or a small group of people putting out anonymous videos now, and the things that they choose to tackle just seem kind of dubious, right? They put one out attacking Elon Musk. They put another one out that really got involved, heavy-handedly involved with the George Floyd thing and this, that, and the other thing. I'm just very skeptical of the anonymous umbrella at this stage. So, in regards to everything that's happening out there with this conflict, the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, first of all, kudos to Ukraine. It's my belief that any country, any nation on this planet has fully enabled to the right to defend itself and protect its sovereignty and borders. I mean, that should be the right of any nation. So, more power to them, and good luck to them. The thing is, also, you need to be cognizant of, there's a ton of just propaganda videos going around from both sides, as frankly. And so when you start going down and investigate these rabbit holes, frankly, of these videos that are coming out, usually there's a lot more to the story, or it's not even relevant footage to what the situation said it was, etc., etc. So just view everything through a very skeptical lens. That's about the best advice that I could give to you guys as you ingest what's coming in on these briefings as it's related to the conflict over there. Slide and Edge. Someone finally popped the cherry on the first super chat of the night. Better late than never. Appreciate it, Slide and Edge. I don't know on this one if Lisa Ann sold NFTs or crypto. I might buy a couple. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure on this one, but I think she's been around a while, right? I think I remember her in the news years ago for playing Sarah Palin, the character of Sarah Palin in one of these features, if I'm not mistaken. But Thank you for your candidness, Sliding Edge. Appreciate it. Hey, listen, more than that, I'm not saying that you can't do well on a project that's spearheaded, at least PR-wise, by an all-star, but obviously it has a lot to do with the team involved as well, but it also has a lot to do with the integrity of the actual person spearheading it. Here we had Lana. She just 86'd. She just felt no obligation to the simps. And this is also an important lesson for the simps. These women do not respect you. Trust me. I've known women with large OnlyFans accounts. I've dated some of them with large Instagram accounts of this nature. The way they talk about their fans and their simps is very disparagingly. Okay, it's very disparagingly. So the best thing you can do is save your money, invest in yourself, and become the kind of person that women want to date, right? That's the best thing you can do. Just a little manly advice there. Just a little manly advice. And anyway, enough on that tangent here. Let's go to the next. Well, let's cover this one. There's one more story that's kind of got a little bit different angle on this. Lana Rhoades scams her community, runs away with $1.5 million. This comes courtesy of techstory.com. Lana Rhoades, let's see. Rhoades, on the other hand, attempted to sell the project to her audience. According to her, the project was designed to increase in value of holders, making it a more profitable investment. Rhoades also guaranteed holders that the coins would sell for more than they were paid to mint. So she kind of guaranteed this. This is a huge faux pas. And if I was involved with the team with her, I would have said, you need to retract that statement, and you need to revise it, and you need to issue a clarification, because you're going to get us in trouble. Because there are really no certainties in any market, particularly the NFT market. The NFT market is even more volatile than the crypto market, and the crypto market is volatile as hell, right? So she deleted her Twitter, and she had about 1.5 million there, and she pieced out. She pieced out. So anyway, okay, now let's go to the next story. Guys. Fox Business Now reporting. Russia could use cryptocurrency to avoid Western sanctions. Complications would involve trying to turn cryptocurrency back into regular currency in order to spend it. Lawyers say that going that route still has complications, especially when trying to turn the cryptocurrency back into regular currency in order to spend it. Coinbase, the largest crypto exchange, said it's blocking IP addresses in areas affected by Western sanctions and working alongside of authorities to ensure sanctions are enforced, according to a statement to NPR. So if we can get more, obviously more large trading platforms to follow suit in blocking IP addresses from those territories, this could be probably the most effective thing in thwarting that sort of thing from happening. So we will see how that shakes out. Now, next story coming to you by Fortune. Ethereum is neutral, but I am not. Russian-born Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin blasts Putin for Ukraine invasion as crypto nosedived. And of course, this was written the morning of the very early morning of the 24th. Of course, crypto came back from the nosedive after that, which I think was a super positive sign. And what does that show us? What did I tell you guys? While crypto was really nosediving as a consequence of this conflict, what did I tell you guys? I said that I sincerely felt that there were enough new investors and that cryptocurrency had reached a level of popularity and critical mass wherein the shorts would, and panic sellers would, in the near future, be outnumbered by people buying the dips. And that's essentially what happened. We had enough new investors this time around for, even during a geopolitical crisis like the one we are seeing right now, when that first started happening, that crash didn't last terribly long before things started to not only stabilize, but start to ascend. Now we've got enough investors that are eager to capitalize on those kind of opportunities to stabilize the market and bring it back up. Now, obviously anything can happen. We don't know how serious this conflict is going to be. We don't know how long it's going to last. So those two things are obviously could have a profound impact going forward. But what we do know right now, there is pretty much a full-scale war going on between these two countries, and crypto is pretty stabilized. So we'll see. But so far, I as far as cryptocurrency goes, let me be clear about that. It's a very good sign. Vitalik Buterin issuing very, very strong words about what's going on here. Buterin wrote that he was very upset by Putin's decisions to abandon peaceful solutions. This is a crime against the Ukrainian and Russian people, he wrote. I wish everyone safety and security, even though I know there won't be. Buterin added, reminder, Ethereum is neutral, but I am not. I mean, he came out swinging, man. He came out swinging. Buterin, 28, I forget how young he is still. He's not even 30 years old. Was born in Russia, but immigrated to Canada in 2000. Buterin became the first interested in Bitcoin when he was just 17. He was intrigued by the decentralized features of the digital asset and how it could empower ordinary people. Power is a zero-sum game, Buterin told Wired in 2016. If you talk about empowering the little guy, you are necessarily disempowering the big guy. And personally, I say, screw the big guy, he said. So obviously, here's another sentiment from one of the thought leaders, rather, in cryptocurrency. And we see a narrative of populism, right? See a narrative of populist uprising. And that's essentially what cryptocurrency is overall. It has a sentiment and a culture that really drives underneath it, as it's very populist. It's very populist. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, CNBC now reporting 4.1 million in cryptocurrency funneled to Ukrainian military since Russia invaded. So now we have, and I bet it's probably over 5 million at this rate. Now, you got to be careful if this sort of donation giving is something that interests you. You have to be careful. There are a lot of scam links out there right now, and you need to be careful that you are not donating to one of those. Now, there are resources, if you comb around Twitter enough, where people of notoriety and people that seem to be long-term fixtures in crypto, they're kind of directing people towards the links that are secure and valid. So you'll just have to do your own research on that. So if that's something that interests you, just be very careful. Be very careful where your money is going to, and make sure it's going to where you think it's going to. Next story here. New York Post reporting Elon Musk's SEC target brother Kimball is a cowboy hat loving farm guru. It's kind of quite the title for an article there. Elon Musk likes to look up all the way to Mars. It's his ultimate goal, but his younger cowboy hat wearing brother Kimball, 49, has his feet firmly planted on the ground as a chef and food oriented entrepreneur involved in green initiatives that teach gardening and family kids and farming to kids and adults. He also threw himself a punk rock party for his 35th birthday. Now the eccentric Musk brothers, who by most accounts have been close since their rocky childhood in South Africa, started business together in 94. Now they are reportedly under investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission over whether the siblings violated insider trading laws. So now the SEC is really aggressively going after Elon's brother Kimball. I would guess, and I would suspect that the reason why they're doing this is because they've been having such a hard time getting anything substantial on Elon Musk. So now they are pivoting to Kimball. And Elon, of course, has been only, I think, instigating this battle through statements that he's made very throwing down the gauntlet kind of statements as it relates to the SEC. You can check Elon's recent Twitter history to find more about that. So I think that's overall what I'm seeing here, what's going on. Now, the probe reportedly centers on Kimball's November sale of 88,000 Tesla shares, which allegedly occurred one day before Musk posted a Twitter poll asking if he should sell 10% of his stake of the electric car company. Kimball is on the Tesla board of directors and early investors. Yeah, they're going to have a hard time proving this stuff, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But nevertheless, it's a lot of fun to see the spirited exchange, no pun intended, between Elon and the SEC. Now, speaking of Elon, Benzinga reporting is Elon Musk joining the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I don't know. Here's what we know. Bored Ape Yacht Club has been one of the most prominent NFT collectors of the last year. Speculation has grown about the world's richest person joining a list of celebrities who own the Bored Ape NFT. Elon Musk recently photographed with the co-founders of the cryptocurrency company MoonPay. MoonPay has helped bring several celebrities into the NFT space: Paris Hilton, Jimmy Fallon, Post Malone, and Justin Bieber. Is anyone here a believer? We're among celebrities that have deals with MoonPay and receive Bored Apes. This week, MoonPay bought 2 Bored Apes many believe would be good fits for Elon Musk. Bored Ape number 4976, which features a cowboy hat and could be connected to his new residence in Texas and the opening of the Texas Gigafactory in the state. So, will Elon Musk be a Bored Ape holder? Remains to be seen, but I think if he's going to be, we are going to find out within this week. It wouldn't surprise me, but who knows? But who knows? I can't say he'll be in good company when I think about Jimmy Fallon, but you know. I don't think any of us would turn down an ape if we had the opportunity. CoinDesk reporting about Terra Luna, you guys. Terra Luna's surges over 27% to regain 25 billion market capitalization, and this just happened in the course of a couple days. Again, as I said earlier, Luna Terra has soared over 50% increase in just a week, which is just absolutely mind-blowingly extraordinary, considering all the factors that have been going on, considering most of the market has been on the brunt end of so much hardship. To see Luna Terra just sail the way it has is just absolutely remarkable. Luna traded at $66 at the time of writing, up till 50 on Thursday night, nearly 3.8 billion. Chart analysis suggests Luna could continue to run to 69 before encountering resistance. Well, it's far exceeded that. So last time I checked Luna Terra, I think it was hovering around a little bit below $80 a coin. So yeah, I'm really excited about where Luna is headed and the future of that project. Let's see here, guys. CoinDesk market wrap: cryptos and stocks rise on possibility of Russian-Ukrainian talks. Some trader experts expect the price to bounce to be short-lived amid geopolitical uncertainty. So this was as of this morning anyway that appears anyway, and this, who knows, these negotiations could be already have fallen apart by now, appears to be steps for diplomatic talks to happen between the leaders of both those nations. CoinDesk is speculating that this has something to do with the market stabilization. Yeah, I'm sure there's some truth to that. But this is where I part with their perspective on this. I think the overwhelming narrative of what is happening and why the crypto market overall has stabilized and done quite well since nosediving a few days ago. Sorry, I keep bumping the table and shaking the camera. Is, again, as I said, I think so many people have come into the crypto space over the last year and a half that we are seeing kind of a critical mass of new investors that are really eager to buy the dips, and those dip buyers are exceeding and outpacing the panic sellers. So I think that's the main thing that's going on here in regards to the market recovering here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. You guys are talking about graffiti and tattoos. It's two things I don't know a lot about, so I can't be of much help there. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Let's see what else here. This is kind of good news. CoinDesk: Ethereum gets upgraded scaling testnet. It's actually years ahead of schedule. The EVM is the environment in which all Ethereum wallets and contracts live is responsible for defining the rules of chain from block to block. Over the past couple of years, Ethereum rollups have taken two different directions. The scaling, the base here, categorized as optimistic and zero knowledge. Both technologies have seen some level of adoption. So if this is what they're called, ZK EVM, say that 3 times fast, is capable of offering fees similar to ZK rollups. Ethereum scaling issues might be mitigated earlier than expected. Ethereum native applications may manageably port over Solidity-based payments and offer a full range of products in a cheap, free environment backed by Ethereum security. So overall, this is what I think is happening. I think finally the upgrades in Ethereum that we have been promised for so long, that have been talked about for so long, they are starting to come into fruition, and even a bit quicker than most people anticipated. So I think that 2022 will be finally the quintessential year where we will see all those huge Ethereum upgrades, and I think this is going to have potentially massive effect, paradigm changing effect, particularly as we start to see the Ethereum Dogecoin bridge come into play. But yeah, guys, that's about all I had on deck for today. A little bit of a shorter one today. Had a real long work day, and yeah, I need some time to chill out. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me tonight. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not already following me on Twitter, my Twitter is Mr. Steven Steele, Mr. Steven Steele. That's the only real deal Steven Steele profile. All the other ones are imposters. So give me a follow on Mr. Steven Steele. I'm super active here. I love staying connected with you guys. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I will be back soon, and we're going to have guests. We're going to have guests back on the show this week, so stay tuned on all of that. Until next time, this is your man, Real Deal, Steven Steele, signing out. Thanks again, guys. Over and out. Just the bees and birds, the summer hay.